Oh my God. There's no moment in the world where I would be like, I'm competitive. I am Monica from Friends level competitive. But I would never be as competitive as Charlotte from Geordie Shore, where I was like, I must win. And the only way I can win is to queef on a microphone. It's just one of them days that a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. No one wants to sing. They want me to start the podcast. Here I am. Welcome along to A Little Bit Extra. My name is Sharyn, and I am your escape from the shit show that is planet Earth and into the world of pop culture. Today's episode is very fun. I feel like there's going to be a lot of singing. I'm in a little bit of a singing mood. I've also gone rogue and I've just texted Gaz from Geordie Shore and said, hey, are you awake? Want to do a rogue FaceTime call for my podcast? So that might happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm just going to tell a story about how he ended up in jail when he came to work with us one time. But our pop culture person of the week is a guy named Jamie Laing. Now, Jamie Laing used to be on Made in Chelsea back in the day, and it was a reality show that was kind of scripted in the UK. It was so bad it was good. And Jamie Laing has gone on to be like quite a big TV presenter, podcaster, radio announcer, and he's got a podcast called Nearly Parents. And last week he was telling a story about Charlotte from Geordie Shore. And this is the reason he is my pop culture person of the week, because I cackled so hard when I watched this video that I instantly saved it and sent it to myself. I think it was like Wednesday. It was like pop culture person of the week. Absolutely. Because the story is hilariously wild. Check it out.
Right. And Charlotte Crosby was on Geordie Shore. We did once something called a personal appearance together in Ireland together. And it was Charlotte Crosby, one of her friends, me, and Ollie Proudlock. Anyway, we had to do a battle against each other on stage in front of the crowd. And it was going back and forward. And Ollie and I got on stage and the crowd went wild and they were going crazy. And they went, you're the winners. Well done, you're the winners. And Charlotte took it into hands, was like, no. She grabbed the mic, went, no. They're not the winners. They're not the winners. And they were going, no, they are. They're not the winners. She said, everyone be quiet. And she squatted with the handheld microphone and Fanny farted into it. And the whole crowd went silent and then booed.
Oh my God. There's no moment in the world where I would be like, I'm competitive. I am Monica from Friends level competitive. But I would never be as competitive as Charlotte from Geordie Shore, where I was like, I must win. And the only way I can win is to queef on a microphone. That would not be me. Okay, I would not be able to do that. Okay, that's where my line is. I would just take the L at that point. But it made me think we should do a Geordie Shore story time, because I've done quite a few things with the Geordie Shore cast over the years. They'd come to New Zealand and do parties and things like that. The person that I've probably spent the most time from the Geordie Shore with is Gaz. And I remember when I was first going to meet Gaz, I was like, oh, I bet he thinks he's really cool and blah, blah. He was so nice. He was incredibly polite. He was always on time. He always did everything that was asked of him. He was so lovely to every single person that he met. And he was fiercely intelligent. And I know that a lot of people see reality stars where they're like, oh, I bet you that guy's a fucking dollar. And the thing about Gaz is he will defy every expectation that you have about him. And even when he had the most stressful situation when he came to New Zealand, he still kept his head. I would have been a crying mess, but he was so calm. So what happened was we were doing a party tour where we would take Gaz and Marty from Geordie Shore across New Zealand and we would do these parties. So we were in Queenstown. We were waiting for the flights to come in. And first, Gaz's manager comes through. Marty, one of the other Geordie Shore people, they come through. We take them back to the hotel. We're like, great. We're like, where is Gaz? Because Gaz was on a separate flight from Australia. And we're like, where is Gaz? We're sitting there and we're like, okay, It says his plane's landed. 4 hours later, we're still sitting at the Queenstown airport. And we're like, what is happening? And then somehow Gaz gets his phone and he texts us and lets us know that he has been detained in customs and they don't want to let him into the country. But because there's no planes going back to Australia, then he couldn't figure out what was going to happen. They were going to have to put him in a New Zealand jail. And the reason was because his passport had too many stamps or something. He hadn't done anything illegal. He hadn't done anything wrong. He just had a battered passport. And when he was in Australia, he was like, well, this will be fine, right? And they're like, oh, yeah, no problem, blah. So basically gets to New Zealand, they're waiting for him to arrive. They all arrest him. It's this big thing. And he manages to negotiate that he comes back to the hotel with us after we've been sitting at the Queenstown airport for 4 or 5 hours. He comes back to the hotel with us for the night. And then we have to drop him back the next morning and he is deported out of New Zealand back to Australia, where you would think it would end, right? Wrong. He gets back to Australia and he gets detained in a deportee prison where he's sharing a cell with this man called Muhammad, and he became really good friends with him, and he was there more than a night or two. I don't know if he was there for a week, I can't remember now, but he was there. And even when he left, he got this big care package for Muhammad so that he had everything he needed while he was being detained. And then he got sent back to the UK. I don't think that Gaz has been back to New Zealand since then. He has no beef with New Zealand about it. But I think the thing that struck me the most is he was like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? But he still was just this is not your fault. He was not angry at any of us. He was frustrated at the process, but he was so lovely and kind, and he handled it like an absolute champ. We've had people come through and do stuff with us before that will have a diva tantrum just about their rider or their accommodation or the time. Oh, my favorite time is Jason Derulo. He only flies business. He only flies business, and we were flying with in New Zealand, where in New Zealand you don't have business on local flights. So we just had to make sure that Jason Derulo was in the very front seat so that he felt like he was in business. And we're like, Jason Derulo, you're in business on Jetstar, which is literally the front. Would you like your banana bread, sir? You got one of those seats where you can get a banana bread. And Jason Derulo had no idea. He just thought that he was oh, this is what business class is like here. We're like, would you like a bottle of water? So anything Jason Derulo wants from the snack cart, he can have it. Take our credit card. But Gaz was not like this at all. He was like, fuck it, these things happen. Obviously this is really shit. Hopefully we can get it sorted out. He was frustrated, but he was really kind to us. But on a previous tour that we'd done with Geordie Shore, I remember Gaz going to me, oh, Charlotte doesn't like you. And I was like, Charlotte doesn't like me. I've always had great experiences with Charlotte. And he was like, no, you don't follow her on Instagram. Guy and Clint follow her on Instagram, who I was doing the radio show with at the time. But you don't follow her. And I was like, don't I? I'm pretty sure I follow all of the Geordie Shore. Turned out I didn't follow her. But once I followed her, it was okay again. Thank God. But I think the Geordie Shore are very misunderstood. They're all very lovely, very they will go and they'll give 100 to whatever they do. I think the only one that was a little bit odd was Marty, who was the newer one. He wasn't one of the OGs. And he would just forget things all the time. He was always late. One time we had to go get something from his hotel room and his dirty undies are on the floor, and our promo girl was like, oh, I am not touching those dirty ass undies. Had to go get his passport or something. He was just a little bit of hey, what's happening? But a Labrador. An unreliable Labrador is how I would describe Marty from Geordie Shore. But I think, you know what? I think we need to just throw them all in. Throw them all in as people of the week, because Jamie Laing has reminded me how great the Geordie Shore are. And they're really, really awesome people. We're going to say a massive thank you to Moody, who are the sponsor of our podcast. If you are wanting to look after your gut health, then you need to get amongst Moody. You can get their pre- and probiotic sodas in your local supermarkets in New Zealand. They are very, very low in sugar. They are high in fiber. They are scientifically formulated. And if you want to invest in your gut health, this is the easiest way to put it into your routine. I was at my mum's 70th on the weekend, and I've told you before how my mother-in-law is a full convert to the Moody hot chocolate. My mum's now all about the pre and probiotic sodas. So I'm telling you, once you pop, you can't stop with Moody, because now mum is wanting to get the hot chocolate and she's going to get the probiotic powder and all this sort of stuff. So check it out for yourself, moodyblends.com. Let's get into our pop culture wrap. When I tell you that I will scream and go full-blown excitement overload. Like, you know those cartoons when people go, there's like steam coming out of their ears and then their like heads blow up and stuff? That'll be me if my dream of seeing the Spice Girls, all 5 women back together, that would just be, there isn't even a word, there isn't one word that would describe how elated I would feel. I would sell my right arm to see all 5 Spice Girls. I just, the thought of it blows my mind. Like getting to sit in the crowd and seeing all of your classics, your wannabes, your stops, your say you'll be there, your mamas, your who do you think you are, all of them, Viva Forever. But to see even, like, I've had a dream since I was about 7 years old of standing front row at the Spice Girls, and when the rap comes on for Love Thing, that I just scream it with my full chest at the Spice Girls. You know the rap, right? The one where it's like, stop pushing, you're rushing, you're losing my love, and I hope I see it, just wait till you feel it. You gotta be bold and oh so strong. You get with this and you gotta go on and on with the girls named Spice. You wanna get with us and you better think twice. Gotta help the mister, gotta help the mister. That cuts cheeky, my sisters. And now in hindsight, rapping that as an adult, I've had 2 realizations. Number 1, not as good of a rapper as I thought. Second of all, I had no business singing that as a child. Like a kid under 10 being like, gotta help the mister, that comes between me and my sisters. But it is my dream to just full chest that right back to the Spice Girls. And I have this dream that like Mel B and Jerry are doing it and they spot me in the crowd and they're like, on and on with a girl's named Spice. You want to get with us and you better think twice. Like, oh my God, I would lose it. I would lose my mind. But I have got a newfound hope that maybe all 5 Spice Girls will get back together, because Victoria Beckham has notoriously been the cock block of all 5 of them getting back together because she's been focusing on her fashion and stuff. But in an interview over the weekend, she was talking to Andy Cohen and she sounds not keen, but there was one particular way that she could see, and she was like, actually, that would be awesome. And as soon as she said it, I just thought to myself, that is the perfect place for a Spice Girls reunion.
It's tempting.
Yes.
It would be tempting, but could I take on a world tour? No, I can't. I have a job. But the idea,
Sphere.
oh my God, the Sphere is amazing.
That would be
Well, you've been to
many times.
I've heard.
Yes.
It's amazing, right?
So good.
How good would the Spice Girls be?
Yes. Okay. So you're so this is maybe a thought.
I love the idea of
Yes.
it. I mean, I don't know if I could even still sing. I mean, I was never that great.
You
but
can sing, babe.
Can you imagine the Spice Girls at the Sphere? It would be unreal. Like the stuff, I don't know if you've seen the Backstreet Boys footage of the Sphere. It was amazing. So like basically the Sphere is like this big dome, and then it's just got all of like the whole dome is screens, and it's like a big like 3D experience. Like you would definitely not want to go to that anything but sober, I think. But now No Doubt's going to be playing in there. It seems to be the place that people are going to do these like millennial nostalgia concerts, and the Spice Girls at the Sphere would be unmatched. It would just be, they have to make it happen. Like even Mel C wants it to happen.
Maybe we'll have a bit of free time on our hands at some point in the near future.
Yeah, but exactly.
That'd be nice,
That'd
wouldn't
be
it?
lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Although, do you know what? I can really sniff that reunion coming. I don't know why.
Do you know what? I would love that. I would love that. I ask the nation to manifest this happening. Let's all come together.
We just need everyone to say yes.
Yes.
Everyone lean into your radios right now
Yes.
and just say, reunion, 3 times. Let's do it together.
Reunion. Reunion.
Let's join the manifestation, everybody, okay? Manifest through your screens, through your ears, a Spice Girls reunion. We want it to happen. Dear pop gods, please make Victoria Beckham finally say yes and we get a Spice Girls reunion. And please make it not sell out so fast that I can't be there because I want to be there. All right, manifest it, everybody. I feel like that worked. If that worked, if we get a Spice Girls reunion now, it's going to be that moment between you and I, okay? You and I, we made the Spice Girls reunion happen. Moving on to Fergie. Do you remember when she did, like, I don't want to say horrific because I could never sing it as good as her, but she did a very not good version of the national anthem. And it went viral. You may, if you need reminding, here you are. Oh my God. Like, I say, could I do that better? I don't think so. In the land of the free. Nope, could not. I have no business in criticizing Fergie's singing. But I love this podcast. It's by this guy named Daniel Wall, and he does this podcast called Behind the Wall, and it's where he goes and interviews all of the like vocal coaches and producers of some of your favorite pop songs. And he did an interview with this guy, Stevie Mackey, and he has been a vocal coach for some of the biggest names in pop. And he talked about how most artists will say no when it comes to singing a national anthem. And the reason that so many of them are terrible or not great is because of one specific reason.
Creative people and artists will always do crazy things. They'll always make a decision that's just something that's out of the ordinary. And when you're dealing with something extremely ordinary, like the national anthem, people like it the way it is. It's a tough thing for a creative to deal with. A lot of artists won't touch it. I know artists that will not touch it. It's hard. It's Old English, and it takes an octave and a fifth to sing. It's not easy. So I never critique someone's creative choices. It's just a song, and it's just singing. I'm not trying to send someone to Mars. I'm not trying to find the cure for COVID. Neither was she. You just sing, and the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't sound great. And when you realize that's the worst thing that can happen to you as a singer, it's freeing.
I found that so interesting because you're totally right. When somebody is like that creative, they're like, oh, how am I going to make this my own and put my own stamp on it? And then it just doesn't work out. I think that's one thing we've figured out here in New Zealand. Like when you see Ella Monnery or you see Orani Clark or Stan Walker or whoever is singing the national anthem, they just get out there and their voices are incredible, but they just get out there and they just sing it straight. They'll just say, we're not going to add any flair to it. I'm just going to go in and I'm going to nail it and it'll be great. And I think that's all you can do with a national anthem. As soon as you start adding flair to a national anthem, that's when it starts going pear-shaped, in my personal opinion. If you haven't joined Uber One yet, then you are missing out. It's just $9.99 a month and you can match your Uber rides and your Uber Eats like an absolute pro. The best part is you get $0 delivery fees on eligible orders, which is perfect for those nights where you just do not feel like leaving the house, you do not feel like cooking. Plus, you get 5% credit on all of your rides, making every trip just feel that little bit more rewarding. And there's also a bunch of exclusive offers on there and experiences from Uber partners too. To top it off, you will score $10 Uber cash back until the end of the year, provided that you remain a member. So just sign up and become a member today. It ends December 31st. T's and C's, minimum spends and fees apply. I'm very excited right now because we have a guest joining us. Now, I, as part of this podcast, do interviews. And I also love getting people on that I really think that you should know about. And when I used to work in radio, I would do the afternoon show, 3 p.m. till 7 p.m. And that would be the time that our company would have lots of parties. So annoying, almost missed out. But one time I was running to the toilet during the show and I ended up missing the next break, because like voice break where you talk, because my jaw was on the floor as I saw this woman performing on stage. I was like, who is that? Like, why have I not heard of her? Like, who is that? And one of the guys from George FM goes, oh, that's PRINS. And I'd heard the name PRINS, but I'd never seen her perform. I had never heard her music or anything. And I was like, what? New Zealand has this incredible pop star and we don't know about her. Why is the Edge not playing her? Like, why are all these pop radio stations not blasting this woman? She's absolutely incredible. And I really think after this podcast, you should check her out. But she's got a new single out. It is called Cool. It is very, very, don't say it, Sharyn, don't say it, Sharyn, don't say it, Sharyn. It's cool. Damn it. It's very cool, guys, I promise. But I really wanted to talk to her about it, but also her challenges that she has faced here with the New Zealand music industry. So please welcome to A Little Bit Extra, PRINS!
Hello.
I am so excited to have you on the podcast. I was just saying that it pisses me off when I see your TikToks and stuff having to be like, I had to leave New Zealand so I could actually make it in the music industry. Is it actually that hard? That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's particularly hard, especially in pop music. You know, I think if I was potentially like a DJ, if I was in the drum and bass scene, or if I was in like the reggae sort of like root scene, maybe I wouldn't have the same, struggles. But like, I think pop is incredibly difficult. I don't know whether we just don't have as much of a market for it or what the deal is, but yeah, I don't know. New Zealand seems to always be a little bit of a couple steps behind.
Yeah,
it seems to be.
Because I was listening to Cool, your new single, and it is such a banger. I'm like, why is this not on all of the pop radio stations? But what has been the hardest thing that you've come up against, and how do you overcome it and just not give up? Because I think that while that is incredibly frustrating, I think it's a really inspiring thing for other people in their everyday life, whether they're a musician or not, to just keep going to achieve that dream. So how have you done that?
I guess like it's definitely inspired me to push the boundaries and like to head over to America and stuff like that. I think after the pandemic in particular, I was like really itching to get out of the country. I did my first debut world tour in 2023 and we sort of went everywhere except for America. There was plans to go to America and then we just had some like promoter issues with some shows and we had to pull them in the end. But it wasn't until February last year that I started coming here, which I'm in LA right now, just to start like working and trying to connect with people that were in the pop scene. And I just found it so encouraging coming here, like just the culture behind like anyone that's in the creative scene here is just unlike anything I've ever come across. Like even compared to being in London or being in like Germany or being in Australia, I've just found, being in the US has been a game changer, and especially for my genre.
That's amazing. Who's like the coolest person that you've met so far?
Oh gosh, there's a lot of cool people. Like there was actually an artist called Geordie Shore.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have never
heard
of her,
but I pretended I did.
Across her like. That's okay. She's a French Canadian artist, and I've been like a big fan of her for years. And when I came to America for the first time, I like slowly started to make my inroads, and now she's actually one of my good friends here. So there's been a couple of like those little moments after just coming here over and over again that it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. It feels like a little bit starstruck in a way. But yeah, there's so many cool people here. There's so many great creatives.
Because LA is such a crazy place. Like when you just go into like a random bar and then all of a sudden Kanye West is walking past you, or you're looking at a gift shop in the Grove and all of a sudden the entire Kardashian family is running past you. I almost knocked over Northwest. Have you had any of those like celebrity encounters in LA or London where you're like, what the hell is my life?
I'm so terrible. Like, I barely know anybody. So I'm like the wrong person to ask. But there has been a couple, and I can't even tell you the names, but there was like two, I have no idea. Like two like movie star type people that my manager knew, and like one of my band members like picked them out.
Wow.
But I'm so useless. I'm like the worst person for
PRINS,
that. I don't watch anything.
I need to make you like a star chart so you can like start looking and then you can report back for a little bit extra and give us like, well, I saw blah 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 eating a pizza and they eat it backwards.
Yeah, I would literally never know. I don't know if that's like works in my favor or not, but it does make me feel quite silly sometimes. People are like, oh yeah, that's such and such, and I'm like, who?
So you've just released Cool. It's an absolute banger. What was the inspiration behind that song, and how do you feel that you're just like continuously growing as an artist, especially now that you've spread your wings?
Yeah, so Cool for me was just like I'd spent a lot of time writing some very serious, kind of deep and personal songs, and I went into the studio that day and I was just like, I need a break. Like I'm getting way too like many emotions that I just don't want to deal with, and I just wanted to write something like fun and upbeat and light. And I just went into the session with a friend of mine, Lost Boy, who was also another one of those like starstruck kind of moments for me. It was like a producer and an artist that I've been a fan of for years, and like had sort of talked to over Instagram a little bit, and then, you know, I think it was like 3 years later when I finally started coming here, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, like, would you be keen on doing a session? And we wrote Cool in a day, and I knew from the second that we wrote it that I wanted to release it, because I loved the song. It was so fun, and I did spend a little bit of time reworking the production and stuff over the last few months before it came out, but I knew that I wanted that to be a part of the EP. And yeah, it's just a fun song, which really is why I started making music in the first place.
Yes, I love that for you. I was actually talking to one of your friends because I messaged her and I was like, hey, so I'm interviewing PRINS tomorrow. Is there anything that you think that I should ask? Blah, blah. She goes, oh, I don't want to like spill any tea on her, but I just have to say that she is one of the most hardworking, talented, underrated musicians out there, but also just such a great person. And she, forgive me if I'm wrong, but you...
Who is this?
It was Rachel. It was Rachel.
Oh, Rachel Blood.
Yes, she is amazing. And but
she's...
Oh, no, you go.
No, I was going to say she's such a gem. She's been such a big advocate of me for so long. So shout out to Rachel.
Oh, she's the best. But she was saying like you and your partner work quite closely together. Is that correct?
Yeah, so my partner is my manager.
How's that going?
So that's as close as it gets. Yeah, no, we have a great dynamic. Like we had sort of been, I guess he'd kind of been mentoring me for like a couple of years before I signed to his record label, Big Dog Recordings, which is who I'm still with. And I think just the 2 years of like communicating and sort of working on our friendship, I suppose, before being in a relationship together really helped us kind of like set a good foundation. But yeah, he's the best. Like we work so well together. I haven't had a day where I'm sick of him yet. So that's good. And we've been together for 4 years. So no, I love him very much.
That's amazing. If I had to work with my husband, like we work for the same company, but if we worked together, we would argue so much. So that's great. I'm glad to hear that.
So many people say that to me. They're like, I could never work with my partner. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It just works. And we're very passionate about the same things. And we're just, you know, we're very focused on the same goal. He wants the best for me. I want the best for him. We're very focused on PRINS. And then while I'm here writing, he actually is on tour. He's an audio engineer as well, so he's like on tour and doing lots of different shows. He just finished Chris Brown for the last 4 months.
Oh wow.
Like literally like 2 days ago.
What's it like touring with Chris Brown? Does he have any good road stories that he's told you?
Wild. Oh, there's so many stories. It was a very it was a very quick turnaround. Like we were in Australia in May this year, and he was just doing a couple of shows at the Opera House and things like that, and sort of got a phone call one night right after we had dinner, and they asked him to fly out the next day. And so he left me in Australia.
Oh my God.
Went to Germany and just like started the tour. And so he went around and did Europe, the UK, had a 2-week break, sat his O2 visa for America, got that, came to America, did that for like 3 months. So it's been a wild journey.
I bet.
And we've just seen each other today, like an hour ago for the first time in a little while.
So he's like, haven't seen you for ages. We're like, real cool, babe, but I've got to go on a podcast.
I'm like, I got shit to do. Don't talk to me.
Well, what is coming next for you now that you guys are reunited? What's the next thing on the PRINS agenda?
So I'm basically in the process of rolling out the Heaven or Hell EP, which is coming out early 2026. The next song will be coming out in November. So pretty soon, which is super exciting. So I've just been working on releasing a lot of music because I have not been doing that. I think I've released like now 2 songs this year, but I took off last year just to focus on my writing.
Good.
So I'm really been like, working on a lot of music. I have so much music coming out, which I'm so excited about. And then starting to like look at my next New Zealand tour and slowly starting to look at shows and stuff again. But yeah, I think I've been depriving my fan base of music for way too long.
Oh,
so
me too.
That's my main focus.
I think you have as well.
We're back.
Well,
though.
thank you.
We're back.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I really hope that like the EP rollout is amazing, and people finally, especially back here in New Zealand, are like, oh, we've been sleeping on PRINS for way too long. But I really wish you all the luck in the world, because I think you're so incredibly hardworking and dedicated to what you do, and you do such a great job. So congratulations on Cool, and we can't wait to hear more.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh my God, you're amazing.
Yay.
I'm just going to push stop
girl.
on this, and it will just, we just can't close it until it says it. Isn't she just a lovely human? Go and check out PRINS, everybody. You will not regret it. And Cool is just such a great way to start your day. The energy that song brings, if you can see any live performances by PRINS, absolutely do it. You will not ever go back, because she's fabulous. On to our special mentions of the week. These are some pop culture highlights that I wanted to include because they made me laugh so much. And the first one comes from New Zealand's own Ursula Carlson. Ursula Carlson is an incredible comedian. She has just been in a movie with Amy Schumer. She's done sold-out tours all around the world. And it turns out when you go to one of her shows, a code word bucket is said if there is somebody in the crowd who is homophobic, because Ursula is very out and very proud, and so she goddamn should be. And the crowd started alerting Ursula on stage with bucket, and she kicks out this guy or these people that were being homophobic at her show. And the way that she handled it, chef's kiss, all class, and exactly why Ursula Carlson is one of the all-time greats.
As did I. Bucket? Oh, get out. Seriously? Okay, can we get these people out, please? Thank you. Don't pick a fight, just get out. Just get out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's usually how it works when the whole room of people think you're a twat. Do we have another bucket? Should we do it? We need fucking water. Here, take mine. Come on, take it. Yeah, come. There we go. Really? They're very homophobic. We're going to come and kick your fucking cunts in. Why didn't you say that before? Take my fucking shoes off and kick them in the asshole. Any homophobic cunt, get out. Yeah, it's like, why are you here? Maybe, okay, let's quickly brainstorm this. Let's quickly. You know, a family member bought them the tickets. They go, she is such a cunt. For her birthday, I'm getting the tickets to this show. Trust me, this would have been way fucking harder for her than for you. She would have been sitting there fizzing at the flashlight and my vibrator sliding into that. She's not going to sleep for the next 3 weeks, and it's had fuck all to do with that god-awful jacket she was wearing. You know she hates gay people because she's got shit fucking taste. I mean, Christ. Get the fuck out.
Unbelievable. I love Ursula Carlson. She is, if you ever get the chance to see her, I feel like I say that every time I show you something from New Zealand, but you need to see her stand up. It is out the park. So good. We also should touch on Kevin Federline, right? Because Kevin Federline, he's been doing a promo tour because he's released his new book. Now, I know that this is not going to make many Britney Spears fans happy with my opinion, but Kevin Federline has said nothing really about Britney Spears when he really could have for a long time. And Britney is trying to say that he's spreading lies because he's no longer getting child support, all that sort of stuff. But I kind of think that Kevin Federline is trying a new strategy to help Britney Spears. He said in his first initial interviews that he's really worried that Britney Spears is going to end up dead if she keeps going the way that she is. And he doesn't want that for her. He doesn't want that for his children. And I kind of think maybe he's not wrong. in the sense of if people kind of finally get a little bit more of a peek behind the curtain, then maybe it will inspire Britney Spears to like get healthier, because she's quite clearly not okay. Like, I was a big supporter of Free Britney. Don't get me wrong on that. I hated what was happening to her under that conservatorship. I hate the damage that it has done to her, but she definitely needs someone to help get her healthy. And it must be so hard for Britney, because obviously, who does she trust after she's been put on all of these drugs against her will over the years? She's been made to do things that she didn't want to do. So to find like a therapist or a doctor that she actually trusts must be so hard. But what I want to see for Britney Spears is that she finally gets healthy and she lives this happy, healthy life. And if we get to see new music from her, that would be the greatest gift, because Blackout, one of the most perfect pop albums of all time. And Britney Spears like fully was in charge of that album. If she can get healthy, get back in a studio with somebody that is inspiring and uplifting of her, imagine what album we would get. It would be unreal. But Kevin Federline did share some bits and pieces about his life with Britney Spears, including how Britney Spears rang Justin Timberlake on the morning of their wedding and how it made K-Fed feel.
I knew that she was madly in love with me. So, moving forward with the wedding was definitely okay, but it was a shock. It was one of those red flag moments.
If I caught Bryce calling an ex on our wedding morning, the wedding would be off. I'd be like, red flag. We are done. Out. You should not be thinking about anybody but us on our wedding day. Definitely not thinking about an ex. Like, what the actual fuck? So, Kevin Federline, you're a better man than I would have been. But he also shared what he thought about Jamie Spears, Britney's dad, and the Free Britney movement.
Jamie Spears is a flawed man. To be honest, my sons just wound up seeing their grandfather. They've been talking for years, but they just went to Louisiana and saw him for the first time since 2018, a couple months ago. Jamie Spears has gotten a lot of flack for the way he handled the conservatorship. And once the Free Britney movement started, it was just no stopping. It came from a good place, but it ruined a lot of things, right? And one of those things was just Jamie in general. Like, he took the brunt of all of that crap. Everybody deserves to be free, right? But at what cost? If it's at your own demise or your own self-destruction, I mean, is that really free? I'm
not a Jamie Spears fan whatsoever. I do think in the beginning he was doing what was right for Britney in 2007 when she was going through a quite public mental breakdown and a lot of people taking advantage of her. But I think it went on for way too long and he made some massive mistakes over that time. And I do think she needs to be free from that. But it's interesting getting Kevin's opinion, and it's kind of right. Like, now she is free, but now who helps her when she's clearly still not okay? Like, it's very, very hard. Please don't come for me in the comments, okay? I want Britney to be as well as you do, honestly. Thank you so much for listening today. I really do appreciate it. Or if you're watching on YouTube, I hope you liked my ponytail. And I will catch you back on Thursday, where we have some very special guests joining us. Alison Williams from Girls and Dave Franco. They will both be on the podcast with me talking about their new movie, which is out on October 23rd, called Regretting You. It's a Colleen Hoover movie, book made into a movie. And when I say Alison Williams is a queen, I mean Alison Williams is a queen in this interview. So join me on Thursday. Like, follow, and subscribe so that you do not miss it. And put all your comments in there. I got my first YouTube comment last week and it was very exciting. Thanks for watching. Let's say bye-bye. A Little Bit Extra is brought to you by Moody. If you're a terrible sleeper, like your old mate Sharyn over here, you need to try the Moody hot chocolate or milk chocolate. This is like a magical potion of magnesium and reishi mushrooms and ashwagandha, my favorite herb, all mixed together in this like delicious hot chocolate. And the hot chocolate's got this unreal like cacao taste in it. And You drink that before bed and it will knock you out to sleep in a great way, and you wake up feeling so refreshed. So if you're having trouble with sleeping, if you're also someone that gets quite anxious, it's really good for stress management as well, then try the Moody hot chocolate or milk chocolate. It's absolutely beautiful. You can find it on moodyblends.com.